Hello again. Like most people, I regard Boris Johnson as a pretty useless Prime Minister. I believe that is a fairly general feeling these days. I did think, though, that he at least had some common sense, or even a basic kind of animal cunning. Perhaps he is playing a very deep game, but I cannot for the life of me see why he thinks it a good move to start twisting Russia's tail and trying to goad the bear into a fight. This has never worked to the advantage of any nation in history, and I doubt that we will prove the exception to the rule. Hundreds of British troops have arrived in Poland today, together with the Prime Minister, to reinforce those already there, and to say nothing of the soldiers we already have in Estonia. Whether Johnson thinks that he can sound like Churchill, his particular hero, by denouncing appeasement and insisting that Poland's security is of crucial importance to this country, I really don't know. I do know that the last time this country pledged its support to Poland, on August the 25th, 1939, when they signed the agreement for mutual assistance between Poland and Britain, it ended very badly indeed. 9 days after the signing of the pact, Britain was at war with Germany, and that's how the Second World War began, with us guaranteeing Poland against any fighting it might have with any of its neighbours. I wonder if Boris Johnson really has forgotten this when he is pledging our support once more for Poland. The truth is that by doing our best to extend NATO ever further towards the border with Russia, we have already alarmed that country, and they've now drawn a line in the sand. I don't think we'd be best pleased if the Russians kept signing up European countries to a military alliance of their own, so that their armies were creeping closer and closer towards us, and the Russians aren't enormously keen on that either. If only we'd just let the Cold War end when the Warsaw Pact was dismantled, then we might not be in this pickle now. My own feelings regarding Poland, Belarus and Ukraine and Estonia are pretty much the same as those of Neville Chamberlain in 1938, when he said in a radio broadcast, "How horrible, fantastic, incredible it is that we should be digging trenches and trying on gas masks here because of a quarrel in a faraway country between people of whom we know nothing." Quite so. Of course, Boris Johnson might not be a complete fool. It is, I suppose, possible that he believes that if a war breaks out in Eastern Europe and he can somehow get this country mixed up in it, then all the fuss about those parties in Downing Street during the lockdowns will appear horribly trivial and everybody will forget about them. After all, when the Russian missiles start landing on the RAF base at Bryce Norton, who's going to care whether or not people were singing ABBA songs in the flat at Downing Street the year before last? I hope, though, that I'm being unduly cynical about this. I would really not like to think that any Prime Minister would really start stirring things up and trying to provoke a war just to cover up his misdeeds. Surely even Boris Johnson is not as dreadful as that.